Good morning. Hey, I wanted to have a chat today about fat loss and weight gain and exercise. Since I've started coaching at the gym, I've noticed and been getting a lot of comments around what to eat, when to eat, gaining weight, not gaining weight, and people are, well, there's always confusion out there, and I think the moral of the story is that everyone is completely different, and everyone's training is different, and everyone's diet is different, and everyone's body type is different. So it comes down to you, and you need to do a little bit of research on your own body and find out what works for you. But I just want to run through a few basics today. I won't get into too much of the nitty-gritty, but basically you've got your two major different types of exercise. So you've got your steady state training, which is your running and your walking and your biking. Cardio, love it. It's great cardiovascular, great for your heart, great for your body. It's when I say steady state, I mean your heart rate is staying generally consistent throughout the whole time, and you may be able to go for a little bit longer doing this. Your endurance might be a bit longer, but your body, I'm talking like under an hour here. I'm not talking marathons and that kind of thing. We're just talking a general hour of exercise. Your body is burning a lot of fat while you're doing that. However, when you stop that exercise, the fat burning stops as well, in short. Then you've got your other sort of high intensity interval training or strength training. So using your weights or using your body weight, gymnastics, calisthenics, isometrics, whatever it is that you're training, using, really focusing on those different muscle groups. And that is where your heart rate can be going up and down as well, especially in that high intensity interval training. So you've got your two different kinds, and in that second round of strength training or high intensity interval training, your heart rate's going up and down. So when you're finished that exercise, your body's actually still burning. Your muscles are still working after that workout, so your metabolism is still going. Obviously, your metabolism is still going after the steady state cardio, but you fired it up a bit more, so it cranks for a lot more hours after you're done. So what I'm noticing is a lot of people are finding that they're really hungry, and these are people who have just started doing some strength training. I'm just going to focus on that today because this is the main question that I'm getting, so I may as well go there. And they are confused about what to eat, when to eat, how to eat, why they're so hungry, and that they feel like they're going to do this training and they're just going to put on a whole lot of weight, and what's the point? So I won't delve into the reasons why you should strength train or why you should, work on your bones and your muscles and your fascia and everything. But I'm going to help a little bit with the nutrition today. So obviously a great idea is to eat before your workout. So sort of an hour either side is just a great general benchmark to stick within. And, you really want to be sticking with real food. So eggs, you could make an eggs, banana, nut, coconut, desiccated coconut omelette, or an omelette with vegetables is a great option. You've got things like your protein shakes. So obviously checking the ingredients on the back to make sure that they're not covered in or filled with additives and sugars and secret sugars and crap. Just, a real pure, whey-based protein if you're fine with dairy, or there's lots of pea-based proteins out there now that you can use. And that's a great option to have after you've trained. Protein's really going to fill you up. Also good to get a little bit of fat. Now, a serving of fat is like your thumb. So it's not huge. And that can be in the form of avocado, olive oil, butter, nuts. Oh, I know I'm missing heaps now. This is Facebook Live for me. But, so you've got your protein to fill you up. Your fats are going to also fill you up, going to help your brain, going to help your joints, going to help refill your system, and then some carbohydrate in there as well. So be it fruit, be it kumara, be it whatever you choose, but it needs to be a real carbohydrate, so a complex carbohydrate, so some grains, some rice, some quinoa, whatever you choose, but trying to keep things basic. So that doesn't mean a processed muesli bar, or anything like that. Now, what is happening is people are not eating the way that they should be because they're training and they're going, well, I didn't used to eat that much, so I'm trying to lose weight here. Why would I eat more? But your body needs that fuel to help the muscles recover and to help everything repair itself, the joints and the muscles. So it's really important that when you're not training, you're fueling your muscles in your body for recovery, because that is the point when the changes actually take place. So you really do need to look after yourself in your downtime just as much as when you're working out. The work is done in recovery. That's all I can say to you. So food is not bad. It is good to eat. We all love food. Basically, if you don't eat and you starve yourself, your body's going to go into fight or flight mode. It's going to think it's in a famine. It's being chased by the lion that everyone talks about. And your cortisol is just going to peak. And then you'll get to a point where you're starving and you're just ravaged and you'll eat anything that you can find, and that'll be processed and that'll be sugary. Then you'll have a huge surge of insulin. Everything goes out of whack and, the body just can't take control. I know I'm guilty of it myself. If I'm training too much and not eating enough, then finally when I do get to a kitchen, I'll just fill myself with food. And, that's not good. I end up with a nice little pooch underneath my belly button, around my abdomen. I just call it my cortisol pooch because it means I've been training too hard and not looking after myself. So please don't be afraid to eat. If you are looking after yourself whilst training, then, your body's going to go into that rest and relax space where it can rest and digest, so it can actually digest the food. Whereas if you're in that fight or flight, the body's not working on digesting. It's working on running away from the lion, or, working with the work that you've got going on your plate, or looking after the kids, or dealing with the study, or dealing with whatever's coming at you, and your body's not digesting the way it should be. So, yeah, recovery and rest is super important. It's just as important as training. And don't be afraid to eat, but just make sure that it's real food and, you are maintaining your meals. Some people are really into intermittent fasting. So that might be, I find this one a little more, works a little better for men than women, but some women love it. So, again, everybody's different. I wouldn't recommend it if you do have a history of any hormonal issues, polycystic ovaries, or any eating disorders, because it can trigger that need to eat or the need to restrict. So, yeah, just eat. Eat good food, eat real food when you're training. And, of course, eat mindfully is super important. I think we're often on the screen, or we're reading the paper, or we're talking to someone. We're trying to work while we're eating, and that's not helpful. We need to actually be looking at what we're eating and enjoying it, and then we know what's going in, and then you can operate off that for the next few days and work out where you are at. But don't be afraid to eat the real food. And also, finally, the last thing I just want to talk about was hopping on the scales. I know I've talked about this before. I'm going to preach this from the roofs until the day I die. Your weight on the scales, on the standard scales, is not a reflection of any of the work you've been doing. Muscle, if you're training hard and you're building muscle, that's going to weigh more, and then you might be losing fat. So the reflection on the scales is not going to give you anything. So if you do want to track that, a great option is just to judge by your clothes. We all know when things are tighter or looser. Grabbing that measuring tape, I know I've said this before, you can do it around your arms, you can do it around your chest, around your waist, around your abdomen, around your thighs, just to keep in check. And just those scales can be detrimental to mind health. So, yeah, get rid of them. Or if you're trying to gain weight, again, you can use them, but make sure that you are also measuring yourself and really focusing on that nutrition and that good food. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who are trying to gain weight as well, and that's also super important, because you need to be strong and to be healthy and to be resilient. So yeah, keep up the good work, guys. Hi to everyone who has joined me there. And any questions, again, fire away. I hope this helped a little bit. Just Yeah, it makes me sad when people are like, oh, I shouldn't eat this and I shouldn't eat this and I didn't want to eat and I just trained, but it's okay to eat. Just make sure that it's real food, that you're getting your good proteins, your good carbs, and a little bit of fat in there. And of course, water, rehydrating all the joints, rehydrating your body. Water weighs a lot as well, but don't be afraid to drink that. Get it in your system and look after yourself. All right, guys, all that said and done, I better keep working. But take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.